All right. So with Jamie and Brooklyn, Colorado flavor, still trying to get supper, and the other two, Brooklyn,
Ew, Colorado flavor.
Colorado flavor.
What does that taste like? Does it taste like mountains or weed?
It's color awesome, man.
I don't ever. Please.
With Jamie and Brooklyn, Jamie Brooklyn, unavailable, and Kiernan and Brooklyn maple syrup flavor, also unavailable because they're still driving back. It's a good thing that we set up this game so that whoever shows up can do stuff. Here we are. So what we have is, first of all, let us get an establishing shot of the city, the city, which is to say,
the city.
the city, this lovely city. Except, actually, that probably doesn't work because it's winter here. And the island on which Halcyon City is located is in Lake Erie. So it gets the weather and therefore it gets the snow. So now there we go. That's better.
Nice.
We get our snowy, snowbound. And because it's at least half a Canadian city on the water, apparently they don't know how to clear snow off the roads, which is why the roads look like that. I'm going by basing that entirely off of Victoria at this point because in those pictures that you sent me. So we're zooming across the city and all of the many red towers that are scattered around the city. It's sort of a thing with Halcyon that there's these red kind of radio towers and other towers. And they're all red, and they're all kind of scattered at random points all around the city. And we're going past the city and some of these weird. Normally, it almost looks like a normal city, almost, except for the parts where it doesn't, where it's like that is a weird kind of strange, kind of funky alien architecture sort of thing that was probably from some alien species that we worked out a thing. And we come in closer to the center of the city and some of the larger buildings, but we're not paying attention to them. We're coming in on some smaller buildings, older buildings that, although the area around them has been like high-rise construction and also that kind of stuff, there's still some areas that have resisted that and have kept some of their small, local street, local business charm, despite the fact that they're mere blocks away from like the initiative, like the main initiative building and like the Center for International Diplomacy and all this other kind of stuff. And we come in on but a nice quaint little place with a nice little sidewalk kind of cafe feel, almost French, with a very un-French name.
Almost French.
French looking, except for that title that would make every French person looking at French pastries in the window cringe at the storefront name, Bake My Day.
Perfect.
So establishing shot as we zoom in and we go. Let me get the other picture in here as we zoom into Bake My Day through the front window.
Oh, look at that!
What?
It's up on the Roll20.
We zoom in through the front window.
It's adorable.
Into the middle, into the shop. There we go.
I love it.
Where, Valerie, is you? I need to know whether or not your sister is backing you up on this. Where, Valerie, you are trying to convince Cassie to come with you for an interview because you can't find anybody else from the team. And every time you say the team, Cassie kind of like, what team?
Cringes.
Yeah, what team? But you can't find anybody else from the team and they want to interview more than just me. So you're the only one I can find. So you have to come because News 6, the news group that totally loves you guys and may or may not be run mostly by high school kids in between their main classes during the day, wants to interview you about the events of a few days ago where you saved the life of a British foreign ambassador. And they want to talk to you. And you need Cassie to come with you as Remedy to be the second face of the team.
Valerie has most definitely just like flopped herself across the counter, like wings spread out, like almost knocking shit over. Just like, please, 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 please. I have no one else, and the people love you.
The people? The
The people, my people, the soul, my connection. To the people.
Watch how many hits I'm about to get on this live broadcast. Okay, get in frame.
Look,
get in frame.
Yeah, come here. Stand behind me. No. So just that's my bad side. No, the other side. No, don't hide behind the muffin stand. Come on, you have to come here. Come here, please, please, please. You have to come do this with us. It's gonna be the numbers. They're gonna skyrocket. They're gonna be, and honestly, I wanted you anyway because everybody else is just like. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about everybody else.
You're not
Like,
my
they're
last choice.
great.
You're my first choice, honestly, even though you're my only choice.
Seriously, like, don't get me wrong. Like, everybody else is really great, and I love them a lot, and they all have their own charm. But like, you're my girl. Like, I helped make you. So like, us
Oh,
two together, oh, they're gonna eat that up. And honestly, it'll be fun for you too. Like, I promise you. Like, this is
see,
gonna be great. Please come with me.
Ma'am, I'm working.
ma'am.
Give me 5 seconds alone with your manager. Seriously, who is it? Who is it? I swear. Like, 5 seconds. All I need. It's all I need. I'll get you the day off, probably paid too. Like, you should come with. You should really come with. Look, the shop is almost empty anyway. Nobody gets pastries after noon.
Kelly, your phone buzzes. Go ahead, Josephine.
My break is in 20 minutes. You can talk to me then?
If I talk to you, you mean kidnap you and steal you away to come have fun at this interview and answer a couple questions with me for like, I promise you, it'll be like half hour max.
I've somehow
I don't see why
Go
you
ahead.
want me there. I was unconscious for most of this.
Oh, people don't care about that. You just can make something up. And honestly, like, being unconscious, like, you're still like part of the team, you know, emotionally, spiritually.
Team do you keep talking about? I'm not on a team. I mean, I'm on a gymnastics team, but I don't think they were at the center.
So like it's you know, like the team, the people that we were fighting with, you know, we're still working on a name, we're workshopping it. It's in the workshop right now. It's being built. But it's in the, but, you know, the team, the kids, the people that we fought with against the, oh gosh, there's so long ago now. My brain just, you know, the team, and you know, you were the person who I know where you were. So, you know, you were my first choice. I want to make that really clear. And also, nobody else is answering their phone. So,
Your phone buzzes again.
just give me a second. She checks her phone.
So it's from the contact, Philip. It just says Philip, but it's the new 6 people. And they're like, would 4. The first text is, would 4 p.m. work okay? And we can do as early, and then the next one without you. So they're multi-texting. 3:45. We could probably do 3:45. And who else coming? Because we need to know how many mics to borrow.
So I text them back, and it's gonna be me and Remedy! Exclamation mark. I could probably pull them out at like 3:45. But you know, just aim around like 3:45, 4! Exclamation mark. So excited to be working with you guys! Exclamation mark. We'll be there soon! Exclamation mark.
Oh my God.
I am a woman of the people. What can I say?
So far, Remedy, Cassie, seems a little bit reluctant.
Yeah.
You want to try to figure out do you want to see if you can sort of figure out some way to unblock this?
Is this a provoke moment?
This isn't provoke. Well, I mean, I guess you could do a provoke, but provoke is kind of a hardball thing to do. And you may want to do that because you're better at provoke because it's superior based. But you remember, that's kind of a carrot and stick kind of a thing. Pierce the mask.
Yeah, that's the carrot or pierce the mask. That would be chill.
Pierce the mask is much more like actually reading her like a person. I realize that means you have to treat somebody like a person, which is probably not your comfort zone.
I can certainly try.
What's your mundane?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Is it?
It's low.
Is it low?
Checking. My mundane is a settle.
Is 0? Okay.
Settle.
Let me look. Where are you at? Chris Snuffleupagus. I'm just going to call you Snuffleupagus.
No, do not call me Snuffleupagus. It is Chrysolophus.
Chrysolophus. Mundane for Pierce the Mask. So Josephine, this isn't, so you understand, this is and I'm going to pop this up on the board so it's easier to see. So if you're in Roll20.
The board.
Up on the board. If you look at the basic moves there, and you can click on that little image because I realize it's really small and it'll make it bigger on the screen. And it kind of shows you what Pierce the Mask is. But it's really about, it's kind of passive. It's just kind of understanding the person that you're dealing with. So this it's not nothing in the game is really about mind control, but some of it is like answer a question honestly. And it can be answer a question honestly as the author rather than as the person. Does that make
Aggressive kindness.
sense? Sure. But anyway, so let's see if you are any good at this at all. Let's find out if your 0 is enough.
Macero. I will read this out for the class. When you pierce someone's mask to see the person beneath, roll plus mundane. On a 10 plus, ask 3. On a 7 to 9, ask 1. It doesn't say what to do on a miss, but on a miss, I just don't ask anything, right?
On the 6, it's my turn to play.
Oh. Situational bonus penalty. No.
Wait. Do you have influence over Josephine?
Ooh, that's a good question.
So I'm going to go back over.
Yeah, we need to look at the
we need to kind of sort this out a little bit, don't we? We should probably do that.
Oh yeah, we need to do influence because I don't think we did influence.
Okay, so let's we should pause and do this. I feel like
cancel
we
that
talked
roll.
about it right at the end, but I don't really remember what it is.
We talked a little bit about it, but
So, I'm gonna.
but me.
What's that?
I think we discovered it was everybody but me. Where I know that influence is in here somewhere,
It's
but
in
I
the
just
it's
can't
in the
remember.
playbooks. It's in the.
Oh, is it
playbooks.
not on the actual sheet?
It's there's a place for it on the sheet, but we haven't put it into the sheet yet.
Right.
So I'm gonna do.
Hello, Jameson.
Hello.
Hello, Crook.
I'm on my phone right now because my computer isn't connecting, and I have to figure that shit out. So
That's okay. Play a little catch up. I am at the cafe where Remedy works, called Bake My Day. I know it's incredible, and I'm trying to convince her to come with me to an interview. It's not going well.
Oh no.
Okay, so for the beacon, it says you are so excited to be here. Give influence over you to 3 of your teammates. So I am influenced by, and I believe what Josephine was going to settle on was everybody except for Valerie. Was that the move?
Rude, but fair.
All right, so I'm just gonna add them in here, so you can see them on the character sheet in the bottom left of the character sheet, Josephine. And Liam, Stick, and Charlie. And the I have influence over thing, we will sort that. I'm just going to bang down through these really quick if nobody minds and get everybody else's in as well. The Reformed. All right, so with Liam, it's do you talk openly about your days as a villain? If so, give each team member influence over you. If not, just give influence to one teammate whose example you most closely follow. Obviously, let Kiernan figure that out. Some of them are easy. The star is, all right. Do you see the team? Okay, so choose how you see the team. As a means to an end or as something worthwhile on its own? Star.
I hate it, but I think it's a means to an end. I hate it.
Is it? I mean, I understand you want to be a star, but is that more your sister or is it more you?
I think it's weird because she definitely sees it as like a place to to build like actual friends. But she also definitely sees it as like a lot to like it would be a crazy PR thing. It would boost the numbers crazy. Like she's into being a star, but like she does leave a lot of the heavy lifting to her sister.
Right. So if it weren't for your sister saying all the PR stuff, would you still want to hang around with them and like do this thing?
That's hard. I'm still like fleshing out her character in my head. So I don't know if yes or no. That's so difficult. I don't know. I'm gonna
Let me back it up just an inch. You think about Liam and his background, and you think about Stick and her background, and you think about Charlie and Cassie. Okay, those people, if they said something about how the world works or how they see you, would you?
Oh shit! It would matter, wouldn't it? Fuck. Yeah. Okay. All right. It's the second one, isn't it? God damn you and your bullshittery.
You just have to kind of drill down until you figure out the part that makes sense. It's okay.
That's the word of the day. The word of the day is bullshittery.
Bullshittery? All right. So I am influenced by...
By Jamie.
Cassie, Charlie, and Stick.
I only have to give it to 3.
Nope. It says...
3.
Oh, give 3. Well, okay. Liam, Cassie, Charlie, Stick, and Grant. Stick and Grant are one thing. You don't get to pick Grant.
I think I'm going to remove Liam from that and do Stick and Grant.
Easy. Okay.
Harbinger. Got it.
Harbinger is everybody, isn't it?
Every member of your team has the power to change the future. Your future. Give influence to everyone. Over to you.
The attach. Oh, I'm going to make Brooklyn figure that out because basically it's you pick one person for influence and you have to figure out who you're going to be influenced by, even if it makes Grant jealous.
Aw.
So, yeah.
Who is a pet?
Jealous pets. Gotta love it.
Gotta love the jealous. Okay, do I roll now? Because I've got it figured out and I do not have influence.
Yeah, you do not. You do not have influence. So
I definitely don't. All right, button. Do I say like nothing, like 0, or do I just not put anything in it?
You hit the thing for next to mundane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then you don't need to add anything because you don't have any boost for influence. Go.
Oh, it's just gone so far. I don't know what it is. Oh shit! No. No.
Okay.
No. Jamie, update. It's going really not well now.
With
Damn dice.
All right. So Cassie, I will once again bring the basic moves onto the screen again. Chrys is putting herself way out there. She is just like desperate. She's definitely, if you look at the move for Pierce the Mask that she was trying to do, you get to ask, like, if you roll a 10 or higher, you get to ask 3 of these questions on the list. And on the 7 to 9, you get to ask 1. What are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I get your character to blank? And you can kind of just fill it in with whatever. How could I get influence over you? You already have, so that's probably not a useful question. She is so desperate to try to figure this out that she's actually left herself wide open to you. So you get to ask one of these questions of Kaylee about Chrys instead. Because it's...
No, you don't have to roll.
No, you don't have to roll or anything. You just get to ask one of the questions. You get a free shot because she blew it. She read you so poorly that she actually tells you more about herself than she learns about you, which is 0.
Just grabbing a soda real quick, so don't ask anything while I'm gone. I'm back. I have emotional support carrots, and I'm ready to hear your verdicts.
And if you need some help workshopping this, but the very useful one is how can I get your character to blank? You can kind of fill in, whatever. Bake me a cake. Whatever. Fill it in with whatever. Tell me who you're really working for.
It's a trick question. I'm working for the media. So if she were to ask me, what do you want me to do or what do you intend to do? Is there a bonus to that she gets moving forward? Like, the simple answer is the interview, but what is the end goal?
So, it doesn't, but it's actually better than that. So the way assess the situation works is the one where if you ask the question and then you act on the answer, you get a bonus. With the Pierce the Mask, the answers are just true. Like, what are you really planning? Like, no, like, tell me, be truthful about it. You don't get to lie because they're reading you. It isn't like you're saying, what are you really planning? And you just tell me. It's they're reading you well enough that they can sort of tell, for example. Or what do you intend to do? It should just be true. Now, what's interesting about that is the last 2 questions are just true answers. So how can I get your character to blank? How can I gain influence over you? You just ask those questions, and you can, Kaylee can think about that either from the point of view of the character or think about it authorially speaking. And if she says, oh, I'll use the influence one because it's not relevant in this case because you already have influence over her. But it's like, how can I get influence over you? And, oh, well, if you did the thing that I'm asking you to do, I would be giving you influence as soon as you agreed. Or if you're meeting somebody at work or something, it's like, how can I get influence over you? And like, I'm kind of a loner. So if you invite me along to something that's kind of a quiet, cool thing, with a couple of other people that isn't too loud and noisy, I would totally be like into that. I think you're really cool and you would totally get influence on me. It just becomes true. If you do that thing, it just happens. So how can I get your character to leave me alone until I get off work, or leave me alone about this interview, or drop the interview thing entirely, or whatever? Whatever Kaylee tells you is true. So if you then do that, Kaylee doesn't get to then reverse things and go, well, you did that, but I still want you to come. No, you're out. I said, I'll leave you alone if you do this thing for me. It's just true. So there's no dice needed to be rolled. There's no bonus because it's just like an auto win if you do the thing that's necessary. Does that make sense? It's beyond rolls.
How would she ask to like why I chose her over everybody else?
How can I get your character to tell me the truth about why she picked the real truth?
How can I get your character to be honest with me about why you want me to do this interview and not anybody else?
So how can she? And you, Kaylee, you can answer as the author. You can answer as the person. Whatever. What's the way to get her to come clean?
If she, and you can tell me if I can't do this. If she says, "I'll come with you if you tell me why you picked me over everybody else," no lies, I will tell her. If she agrees to come with me.
That's a little bit. I think you kind of boxed her a little bit on this. It's kind of.
Is that boxy?
I think you have to come up with something that's a little bit less of a dick move. Because you're kind of trapping her into doing the thing you want to do, even though you failed.
That's true.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a slippery little guy.
So this is forcing you to get to know your character. So what would make Valerie like just kind of go, and just be real for a second?
Contemplative carrot.
It's okay. I cut out all the dead air when I process the video, so you can sit there and not say anything for as long as you want. It doesn't matter. It's all going to go away.
I think what would do it is she wants Cass's full attention. So she wants her to give her coffee, free coffee, arms across the counter, eye contact. Why are you picking me?
If you pay attention, why don't you get me coffee?
Have you
Yeah,
guys,
well.
have you and, first of all, you should, but have you and Josephine watched the animated Scott Pilgrim, the new one?
No.
I keep thinking,
I've seen it, but she hasn't.
I keep thinking of the coffee shop, like the coffee shop in there when they're like talking over the counter at each other and stuff like that. But yeah. That's giving me those vibes.
But like she's probably like rushing around cleaning shit and working, and Valerie thrives on attention. It's why she's a star. So being able to get somebody's full attention, that's what's gonna get her to be like, okay, well, here's the deal. Literally, I couldn't find anybody else.
Okay, so the answer there, Cassie, this is now a thing that you know about Valerie, is that she thrives on that direct personal contact, and that's a way that you've got an in with her. So that's what you can do to get an honest answer out of her. Do you do that?
Yep. My break is in 20 minutes, and there's a Deja Brew across the street, so we can go talk over there.
And so I'm just going to cut there we're going to cut there in just a second. Jamie, are you playable right now, or are you still getting yourself situated?
Can you see and hear me now?
I can. I could hear you before. I just couldn't see you. I thought you were just on your phone still. Yeah, we're good.
Oh, okay.
All right. Where are you downtown when the roof of one of the buildings nearby explodes? Jamie.
Oh my gosh. So how long have I been in the past?
I mean, time is, for you, subjectively, probably at least a month or more.
Okay.
I think.
Then I'm going to say I've realized at this point I need some kind of income. Even if I'm not like staying at a place where I have to rent or pay for, I do need to still afford basic necessities and food, right?
Yeah.
So I need some kind of income. So I'm trying out this PI little thing, like private investigator. Am I, qualified for that? Maybe not. Does anybody need to know that? Absolutely not. But I've been going out there and being like, I'm a PI now. Does anybody have a case?
Nice. Okay.
So I think that this is my first PI case that I was on.
Yeah.
And I was. So where was I?
Was this your own PI, like the thing, like investigating the past kind of thing, or something else?
No, so like that's my own personal case. The PI thing is like how I'm getting money to live. It's not very lucrative.
Please
because
tell me
it's
that
like
your first case is something super mundane, like I lost my cat Pebbles and I can't find him. Can you please look for him for me? I'm just so
100%.
old, my knees
Yes.
can't make it all the way around the neighborhood anymore.
It's very much like lemonade stand style. Like, it's not very lucrative. It's enough to, like, I'll get by on some basic necessities, and I can eat every now and then, like,
But yeah,
I
like the only reason.
absolutely should have gone with a different job idea, but I didn't.
All right. So in the middle of your character sheet, right, kind of dead center where it says like the connecting the dots stuff, about halfway down there, you see where it says Savior, and then there's like a dice button.
Forgot I had push to talk. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to read you that move real quick. And this is going to be, the cat thing is neither here nor there. I want to see about this ancillary thing that's actually your deal. So at the start of each session or whenever time passes, roll to find out how your investigation into the timeline has been going. On a hit, well, we'll worry about what happens later. So while you're doing the cat thing and checking out Mr. Chuckles, Mr. Pebbles, Josephine is taking notes. Yes, it was Mr. Pebbles. That's accurate. Yep.
Hold on one moment.
Which is to say, hit that little button there right in the middle of the sheet.
Do I have any bonuses or penalties?
You just hit the thing.
I flat roll.
Well, it's a savior roll.
Welcome to
right,
the Mesa
but just like
company. Oh wait, we both need a mark potential because we both missed, right?
Yeah, you both missed, so you get to mark potential. It's your first potential of the game.
Yay! Potential time.
On a hit, choose one figure noted above or one aspect of the future world that you can remember. You found a lead to follow to learn more about the present version of that figure or aspect, or how that figure or aspect became the future version. On the 10 plus.
She gets a lead on a miss.
No, I'm reading the whole thing. This is on a 10 plus. On a hit. On a 10 plus, the lead is particularly strong. Right now, you can ask the GM one question about the figure or aspect, and they will answer honestly. On a miss, you're lost in the present. The GM will tell you how things are so different here and shift your labels accordingly to how it makes you feel.
I love that he reads what you can't have.
Here's how it could have gone.
Why would you say all that nice stuff just to tear me down?
Here's how it will go. Here's how it could go in the future. Unfortunately, you rolled a 1 and a 2. So you're kind of downtown. You're actually not very far away from these two. But you're about 10, 15 blocks away from where they're at right now. But you're kind of in the downtown, like, it's a weird, all of Halcyon City is a weird mix of like, well, there's, you know, the thing in Up where there's like high rises and then there's like a house just right there. And like, it's that kind of like little boutique, kitschy little like used apparel store, and then like a Macy's. And then like the UN building. Like, it's just weird, like wherever there was space. And they build into the spaces that could be there because buildings get knocked down. And they're like, you know, we've been thinking about putting in a Big O tire. Why not here where the thing used to be? What thing? You know, the statue. Like, it's a big statue. We could put a Big O tire in there. Go around the back.
Totally.
We'll call it Captain Adam's Big O tire because that's where the statue used to be.
That
exactly.
all Confederate statues should be taken down and replaced with Big O tires.
See, what you do is you start superhero battles near those, and then it's totally an accident when you melt one down. Boom, done. Also, very few Confederate statues in this Halcyon City that's in an island in Lake Erie between the Canada and U.S. border and international waters. Almost no Confederate statues. Challenge accepted, man. I will find one. All right. You actually get a flash as you're doing this because you're like down there and you're like, you hear Mr. Pebbles because you've been asking around through the neighborhood, like, you know, the picture, and they're like, oh, Mr. Pebbles is on the loose again, kind of thing. You've gone down to the bodega that usually where he goes to get food. He's like, he was here until like this morning, but then he took off. You know, Mr. Pebbles comes and goes. He might be across the way at the park. The park has a bunch of banners and stuff up because apparently there's going to be like sort of a speech or a gathering or something like that. There's going to be like a presentation because it's really very close to the Center for International Diplomacy, the CID, which is like where, like the thing where you rescued the, you know, this is all kind of down in this mess. I need to get a picture of the building for the CID. Picture of the old school Justice League from the 1970s cartoon. Like that's the kind of thing I'm thinking of.
The Hall of Justice.
The Hall of Justice, yeah. Like with the arches and the thing, just taller. Like they took that and put it on top of a 10-story building. or a pyramid, maybe. Maybe next time they'll rebuild it as a pyramid because it gets knocked down a lot. Anyway, and you're kind of looking at that and you're getting this weird flash, kind of like you're seeing this, you're seeing the park and some pictures of the park, and you're kind of like, you realize you're standing really close to where where the picture was originally taken, and it's a picture of the guy, but it's like your version of a picture, so it's kind of weirdly glossy, and if you turn it, you get different angles on it and stuff like that. And it's this guy who's up on the stage / amphitheater, shell thing, and he's talking, but then there's another picture of him like collapsed back into people's things, and there's like blood and that kind of stuff, and then there's like the fog all over, another picture with like this fog all over the park, and in the background of the fog picture is like the picture of the CID. And as you're looking and kind of trying to get in the angle of the thing, where you were standing and trying to remember really what this article was about and why this like Asian ambassador guy was important, why he was critical, why you had him in mind, which you cannot remember for the life of you, you actually see Mr. Pebbles kind of jump up onto the stage from down below, like he did the cat thing. He jumped up onto the stage and it's like walking, like, oh, Mr. Pebbles, at least it kind of distracts you for a minute. And then the roof of the CID explodes.
Hey, is Mr. Pebbles okay?
Mr. Pebbles is fine. He's behind the shell. So it's
okay.
like Mr. Pebbles' shell, and then the CID is like 5 blocks down.
Like, which one is Mr. Pebbles okay?
It's a great place to stand and give a speech, because if you're on this shell, it's like everybody looking at you is a straight shot down the street right at the CID. So it's like really this really cool backdrop. It's like having the Empire State Building behind you, like 10 blocks down. And you literally see the roof come off, and this thing start to rise up out of the smoke and rubble and stuff.
I think my response is, well, shit. Mr. Pebbles, he'll have to wait.
Oh, shit.
Is that what just came out of the building?
Mm-hmm.
How did he get in the building?
That is an excellent question. Physics does not have an answer for you at this time. Jamie, I direct for an explanation of Kaylee's commentary, I direct your attention towards the Roll20 page.
Oh my god!
Correct, honestly.
I may be playing the martyr card.
We all love a good martyr.
Especially in a superhero game. Okay. So how this utterly let's shift your labels here a little bit. Since I am supposed to shift your labels, I am going to say that this, you can't get the image clear in your head. You couldn't figure out what was going on there. You couldn't figure out the connection. You're completely out of your depth, and you're pretty sure you don't remember anything in the history books around this date or time of the freaking roof of the CID coming off and a fucking kaiju coming out like a jack-in-the-box. So I am going to reduce your superior drops, and you're feeling pretty plain Jane right now, so your mundane goes up. Less brain, more heart. A lot more heart in the heart. Now then, let's just put this kaiju off to the side. We're going to call him Mr. Chuckles.
Mr. Chuckles?
That's what I was going to call the cat, but since he's Mr. Pebbles, we'll have the kaiju be Mr. Chuckles.
Mr. Pebbles and Mr. Chuckles,
Mr.
dynamic
Pebbles.
duo.
Back to Deja Brew. There we go. Welcome to Deja Brew. I only need one picture for Deja Brew because they all look exactly the same. They're practically packaged in like 2 of the 20-foot by 40-foot shipping containers, and they just basically come in, open them up, and like back them straight into open spaces and build. It's really good in Halcyon because you can drop them in anywhere there's been a superhero fight where they've knocked a body straight through and collapsed the floor. Just boom, boom, and you're in. You take, if Kelly,
okay.
Spread out, just kind of.
Yeah, she says I'm spread out on the comfy chair.
Do you man sprawl with your wings?
Yeah.
Kind of. All right.
Otherwise, they're all pointy and they like dig into my spine, and I just need to be careful so I don't rip up their nice cushions.
You kind of get them up high above on this little ledge thing, kind of a little bit, and kind of rest them so they're kind of over top. That kind of a. All right.
Nice.
So face to face, eye contact, cinnamon latte. I'm making it up. I don't have any idea what you're actually ordering.
Cappuccino, more kappa than chino. You start. You're starting. You did this.
No, you got to mic up. You got to
I
push
want
the
to
button.
win. It was bad.
Oh, you're just gonna wait there and look at her?
Oh, that's so mean.
It's not the silent treatment, it's the waiting treatment.
I'm not good at silences.
How long? No shit. Oh wait, you mean your character. How long does it take for Chrys to crack?
Like 20 seconds.
The order hasn't come yet.
Yeah, no, the coffee hasn't even like, she's like shaking with like, the wings are like rattling out. Yes, rattling. They're like vibrating minutely. Honestly, you know what it sounds like? You know when you get like a crystalline cup and you like lick your finger and you do like the it sounds like that. Yeah, that's what it sounds like, except like off kilter a little bit.
Is this your version of a knee bounce?
Yes.
So, okay, 20 seconds, and then how do you know what, so out of at the meta level, you know what the question is. What's the real reason you picked me? You know that's why what she's waiting on.
Okay. So she's got her,
You basically crack and come clean.
anxiously tapping at her phone. Eventually she just puts it down. She's like, listen, I have a lot of stuff to do today. And like all the time, honestly, all the time. I just like, I need somebody to do this with. I can't do it by myself. They don't want just me. And I'll be honest, I called other people first, but nobody was picking up. And I wasn't lying when I said that people really like seeing us together. It's, people think it's like cute or whatever, but I just like, I genuinely have nowhere else to go. Nobody's answering, and I can't do this by myself. They will literally fillet me. And I don't mean the people running the interview. I mean my sister. Like, she'll actually kick my ass. I can't do this by myself. And I just like, I just don't have anybody else. Okay. I wouldn't have bothered you on a work day.
Okay. Pause. All of this is what you already said. So what I'm going to ask, and I'm going to assume that this is the truth. You've done this bit, and you're running out of steam.
Well, she's phrasing it differently this time because before in the bakery, she phrased it in a way of like, think how great it'll be you and me, and this time she's phrasing it as like, I need you to help me.
That is true.
And she's asking, why did I pick her instead of everybody else? And I'm answering with, nobody else picked up.
I was digging for something else, but I don't know if it's actually.
I need help.
I was digging for something else. I don't know if it's actually there. Are you afraid to do this on your own? I want to know. This is the GM asking. Are you afraid to do this alone?
I don't think so, because she's definitely done interviews before by herself. She's more afraid to do it with somebody else, and she kind of sees Cassie as the most like regular of the people that she could do this with. And she's not lying when she says that, like, hey, you weren't my first choice, but honestly, you're probably the best choice. Because she's just like, she doesn't have any crazy stuff going on, and they can't like tear her apart for her past or anything like they could with Kiernan's guy, with what's his name?
Yeah, the Celtic Bull. Yeah, he would be.
Yeah, you can't do the Celtic Bull. With Stick, you have the giant frog, and that's not gonna do great on camera. Calamity's got stuff going on with time, and like honestly, Cassie is the best choice, but it's just I know that Cassie doesn't like me, so I didn't want to go to her first. Do I say that? Like, I know you don't like me.
I mean, Yossi, check me if I'm wrong here, but I think you kind of did already. But maybe you do? I don't know. What do you think?
I think Chrys just needs to reassure Cassie that like the focus isn't going to be on her if she does this interview. Like they're not going to single her out and be asking her tons of questions. That it's kind of going to be like they're mostly going to focus on Chrys, and I'm just kind of there for support and to answer maybe a couple of questions, that they're not just going to be like zeroing in on Cassie.
Sounds good. Do you get there? Do you get there eventually?
And here's the thing. Like, I know that all my stuff is like, it pisses you off. And I totally understand it's not for everybody, but like, I would do this alone if I could, but I genuinely have nowhere else to go. And this is one where they want people from the team, they want that. And I can't do it by myself. And I just like, I don't know, like, I mean it in the nicest way possible when I say like they're going to be paying attention to me, because they want like the image, they want the image of the team, and like they shouldn't it's not going to be a huge thing. It's just like one interview. It should be really short. And it'll be like, I'll try to do what I can. And if you need help, just like tap out or something. Like I've done this a million times. I've been doing this for ages. And like I've my sister in the back to kind of guide you. It's like I promise you it's not going to be a stressful thing. If I really hate to bother you. I really do. I know that like this is so much.
While this is happening, and she's like totally and actually I think Kaylee, this is actually you because of the angle that you are in the shop and everything. You're seeing, because of where things are at, you're seeing people going by outside. But they're not like they were walking. It was just like, they're doing this thing, you got to, and then it's all one direction. It's just this. Okay? And they're running. And there's more people running and looking over their shoulder and it just keeps. And she's trying. She's staying on thread, but she keeps losing the thread of what she said.
It's not gonna be. I promise you, it's not like it's not a. What the fuck?
And then you're. What are we gonna call the Amber Alert for superhero stuff?
The super alert. I know, very creative.
Super alert. Ding ding, monster time.
Don't love that. Initiative. It's the initiative alert. It comes up with this initiative logo. And the initiative is this version of Halcyon isn't going to have Aegis. It's got the initiative. Okay.
Please tell me that the sound of this coming up is like the chime from Alice in Borderland. The like ding of like the game starting. It's just like such a casual thing where it's
something that isn't.
Like they're trying not to get people to panic, but it's like a monster's ravaging, and everybody just gets like the
because it happens so often.
Yeah.
They used to let you customize it, but a bunch of people made it like it became kind of a meme for like a month and a half to make it the sad trombone sound whenever it came out. And they're like, yeah, we're not going to do like people do that because it became like a TikTok thing where people would like switch it over to the sad trombone thing.
Then there was this trend of people trying to do like villainous things so that they could hear the.
No, and the guy's like, this guy makes a TikTok for it. He goes, no, listen, it's funny. Like, okay, so we're just gonna wait because it doesn't take very long before something happens in the city. Like, womp womp womp. See, that's funny, but you know what's funnier? And then the camera cuts, and it cuts to a deja brew. And it's panning across the deja brew, and suddenly an alert comes through, and the entire cafe in concert, 20, 25 phones, wah, wah, wah. And it just went bananas. Everybody was doing it from that one video.
So funny.
All right. So the initiative, the International Intelligence Treaty for Immediate Active Tactical Intervention in Volatile Events.
Jesus Christ. Did you come up with that?
Somebody got paid massive overtime to finally get an acronym that worked with that. They really wanted to call themselves the Initiative, and by God, they made it work. Yes, it took me 45 minutes to
come up with an acronym that stood for monkey.
It legitimately took me 45 minutes to an hour to figure out the whole acronym today. You're welcome.
Nice.
The International Intelligence Treaty for Immediate Active Tactical Intervention in Volatile Events Initiative. So yeah, the initiative alert comes up. Wah, wah. Class 4.
Literally just it's hilarious.
Alert, downtown Halcyon, business sector, Class 4 Kaiju level event. Citizens should vacate the area. Do
kaiju
not
level event. It's just a kaiju. Like
Class 4 Kaiju. Class 4 Kaiju level event. Citizens should not, this is in all caps, shelter in place unless you are within a Class 5 rated.
A chance to fight a kaiju. Oh, shit, this is so sick. Where is this? How close is this? How fast can I get there? Can I get the interviewers there too? Do you want to come with? You should totally come with. This is going to sell so hard.
And you realize that that's why the people are running by. Cassie, several people run past. One of them is screaming, "It came out of the CID! It ate the Japanese ambassador!" And they're still running. Where did you hear that? That wasn't in the alert. I heard patrol say it. It was on the loudspeaker thing.
God.
Citizens should not shelter in place unless you can shelter within a Class 5 cataclysm event shelter located in these locations. And like a map pops up with all the different things. A Class 5 cataclysm shelter. That's what it's called. Not a bomb shelter. It's a cataclysm shelter. So you're in the park, Jamie. This has happened.
This has happened.
Not very long, like still as the dust is kind of coming down, you see a couple of figures exit various spots in the building, like at various windows and stuff like that, they're out flying and they're kind of zipping around. A lot of deep blue uniforms. And I say a lot, there's like maybe 5 or 6 people. So about half of them are like in sort of a blue and white thing that all kind of seems coordinated. And the other one, a lot of red, white, and blue in the other group, or the other ones, I should say. And one of them is doing this, but can like actually zooms down the street and is blasting sound that is just noise until they start to get closer. And because they're apparent, and there's like, well, here, I mean, you've seen him, you know this guy. He's in a different context right now, but everybody just say hello to Patrol.
Hey, Patrol.
With the lights, the police lights flashing on the shoulders, and it's like, citizens, please vacate the area. This is a Kaiju level event. You are not, and he's not, his mouth isn't moving. This is just like a recording. And he doesn't stop where you are or anything like that.
I already know what I want to do. And I absolutely don't think I have the stats for this kind of role. But I want to teleport.
Okay, so you want to teleport and what?
And time travel to like as close as I can get to the CID that's safe, but also right before the event happens.
That is a terrible idea. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
You know what? I saw that happen, and I decided I wanted to be in the blast radius this time.
Yeah. Hey, I said as close as I can get that's safe.
And so as Patrol goes by and is saying this, so we're actually, and this is fine, it's out of time synchronous for everybody else, but as this is going by, you hear him. He doesn't say it. It kind of accidentally goes on the loudspeaker because it's meant to be broadcasting a recording. But he's like clearly like going, no, I didn't understand them. But I mean, yes, I speak a little Japanese. And I think what he said was it ate the ambassador. Yes, it ate the Japanese ambassador. And that's what he's saying this. And then he stops and it goes back to the recording as he's going by.
I want to go back to before the Japanese ambassador was eaten.
And as close as you can that's safe or
No, now I just want to get to the Japanese ambassador.
I mean...
How can we mention that this is a really bad idea?
This is exactly what I wanted to do with this character.
About the same time that Patrol goes.
Who knows if I'm even gonna make it there?
About the same time that Patrol goes out of sight, like you get the Amber Alert on your phone, the initiative alert on your phone. And you just kind of put it away and go, okay, I know where the CID is, 10 floors up, so I just need to go 6 blocks down, 10 floors up, 20 minutes backwards. I actually read a book, and I don't actually recommend this because it will break your brain, but I read a book called The Illuminati. It's a trilogy. But there's one bit in there where they're having a conversation on the city street. Meanwhile, 5 blocks away, 2 blocks to the south, and 20 years ago, and you're like, what? That's not meanwhile. You're misusing anyway. All
no,
right.
It is meanwhile though. You just have to think of time as another sense of direction. It's just like up or down.
Jesus, college changed you, Jamie.
All right. So as you're doing now, anyway, I'm curious how your portal works. Is it like the portal gun? Like there's an open portal and then you put it, or do you step through? Is it a tunnel? What is your thing like? What do we see when you do this?
I kind of imagine a mix of like kind of think of like the you got the portal gun type thing, but instead it's like around me. So like there's like it's like I'm opening up a portal, but it's like like going around me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and then so like it looks like weird. like I'm picturing blue in my head, which is where I think I'm getting the portal gun from.
Look at
and
the inspiration channel. Kind of like
um
that. Is it not like this isn't so much to say oh like that, but like how is it not like that? Does that make sense?
yeah, I so not like that in the sense that like think of like rings around me.
Oh, okay.
And then she like it gets this like sort of shimmery effect. And then depending on like where she's going, like if it's in the past or the future or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or
Stuff.
she like takes a step
Okay.
in that time direction.
Did you, when you were over here, did you do Beat Saber while you were over here? You did, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have one of the ones in the Beat Saber where where like one of the blocks had like a trail over to the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Does it do any of that where like you can kind of see from the point that you're entering, like the glowy bit, whatever that you're stepping into, do you see kind of a trail leading off to wherever and whenever the other end is, even though it's not probably close nearby kind of a thing, but it's kind of a,
Yeah, it's
is
like
there
there's like
like the wormhole tunnel from the outside kind of a thing?
yeah, it's like there's like from the outside view, it's like kind of just like a small little like maybe not quite a tunnel, but like just like a trail,
A trail,
that
like
kind of
it's
leads off.
it's not representative necessarily of the distance or time or whatever that you need to do, but it's sort
Right,
of leads away in a conceptual
right.
direction of makes sense. Okay, all
But
right.
like from what I see, to me, like I see it going all the way in a sense.
So as you are doing that, I'm going to have you roll Unleash Your Powers, which is freak because you're overcoming a thing.
Read it for the class.
I don't even know what my stats are. Hold on. Oh my
So
gosh.
Unleash Your Powers. Oh wait, we'll pop it up here. Wait, show to the players. Show to the players rather.
Damn. I miss having my 3 freak kinda.
Yeah, you think?
I think you'll get
Yeah.
there.
When you unleash your powers to overcome an obstacle, reshape your environment, or extend your senses, roll freak. On a hit, you do it. On the 7 to 9 marker condition, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
Okay, ready?
Sure.
Ready.
Hey, that's a 9. That's fine. It's fine.
Nice.
All right, so
I can take
Session.
you
can take
you
it.
pull it up and you're like, okay, 10 blocks down. No, 6 blocks down, 10 blocks down, 6 stories up. No. 6 blocks down, 10 stories up, 20 minutes. 6, 10, 20. 6, 10, 20. You get the glow, you start to step. This, somebody kind of like when they first appear are moving really, really fast. As you step into the portal,
I know it.
they start to slow down because you're moving through time.
Don't you fucking dare.
So he starts
Stop.
to,
Don't
and
you
he's looking, he
fucking
looks at, you see his head track and go like this, and then he follows the trail that usually only you can see.
This bitch. Don't. Stop it.
And you see his face come back to you, and he obviously he's got a mask on, you don't see, but he says, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And you're gone. His costume matches the blue and whites that you were seeing up around the thing, and you can see now that it's essentially various variations on them wearing the Quebec flag as a uniform.
Was this guy a hero?
You would know this.
Yeah, he's a hero, though.
You would know this. So allow me to direct you to one of. So I made a thing.
Allow me to direct you to my pet project.
Allow me to direct you to where the last 2 days of my life have gone. There are 2 major superhero groups that are in the city. There's lots of independents, but there's 2 major groups in the city that are essentially the Canadians and the U.S. Establishing a metahuman presence in the city with a team. Okay? The first one on the docket, I will throw into the chat so you can take a look at it, is Les Patriots. If you mouse over, you can see their names, and then the U.S. team is the Exemplars.
Can you pop the wiki link in the chat?
Yeah, the whole thing is it. I just put the links to the individual pages in the chat, but if
At least you didn't put a super on both teams. I mean, not a super, a speedster.
I didn't probably put a speedster on both teams. You don't know. I might have. I did.
He didn't.
Okay, on the one hand, I only put a speedster on one team. On the other hand, he's French. So
He's Quebec French.
He's Quebec French,
no.
which basically means there's 3 speedsters on just that team.
Which basically means
are-
that you and Kieran are going to have beef with him for very different reasons.
So yeah,
It makes me inhumanly excited.
So yeah, the Patriots led by Alice Ultime, and then Citadel, Freema, Guardian, Legend, which should give you every drinking too much Thor vibe that exists in the cosmos.
Did you
all at
pop that
once.
link, Dad?
And
Yeah,
in response
it's
to
in the voice chat.
Oh, well, clarification.
They're all in there, I swear.
in response to Alexis the Sprinter, I probably just go, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Alexis the Sprinter. That's the English translation. In French, it's Alexis le Trotteur. So
Right. So different.
he's the only one that like basically uses a name and what he is. Like it's kind of
Because they're unimaginative. Speedsters at their core are annoying and uncreative and unimaginative.
the thing is, I had a speedster that I really enjoyed, but I did it as a doomed. And so the first ability that I took as a doomed was the one where like you could basically take a tick on your doomed clock for using the power. And the thing that I picked was show up in a scene, like just choose to show up in a scene. And that was how I enacted my super speed. Whenever I just wanted to be there, I did it for everything. I moved my doom clock, not just points. I moved and I ended up with 3 additional doom. We only played 1 session. I was 4 of 5 in my doom abilities by the end of 1 session. I ran that guy so hard because I wanted to explore the doomed character, and I did. All right, so you rolled a 9, so it's down to the very boring I take a conditions to keep it stable thing, or it's unstable in some way, shape, or form. Which
So
is
I get to know how it would be unstable.
Do I get to know how it would be unstable?
I mean, it would probably pop you like it's the 20th floor. It's just not in the building.
Unstable is about the unintended additional consequences, often dangerous to you or others. Unstable effects never take away from the core success of the roll. You did whatever you intended to do, but they add an additional element that complicates the situation. Collateral damage, unintended consequences, or worse. The GM might even make you take a powerful blow as a result of the unstable effect.
The unstable effect is
feel
you
like-
fucking missed.
I feel like I am very possibly already going to take a powerful blow very soon.
You're teleporting into the room where a kaiju apparently ate the ambassador, so it's possible.
So I'm thinking I'm just going to take a condition instead.
No, you shouldn't do that because then when you take a powerful blow, it'll be much harder. You should definitely make it unstable. I think that would be awesome.
I'm going to take a condition.
I can't make this any weirder than it already is going to be.
Look, man, I'm already going back in time to save someone and just stop the whole thing.
Try to save someone. Let's put that one on there.
Why are you putting mustaches?
It's not going to fucking work.
Why are you putting mustaches on my superheroes?
They're French.
Only one of them is French. Patrol's American.
Yeah, Patrol is a fucking annoying American.
He's not that. He's that mustache on the speedster. This makes me.
He's got a mohawk.
Okay. You step out of this kind of tunnel thing into a sort of a news conference place to have a press conference room, right? Kind of in the back. Actually, okay, what's the condition that you take? Well, actually, so you come in and people notice you immediately because there's news people in here. There's not a lot, but there's some news people in here. Up on the dais stage thing, you've got several. I want to say there's a it's all folks. Presumably, your head is filled in. They must be Japanese because they said Japanese ambassadors. You've seen all that. Flanking. Actually, that's all it is in this space. You don't see any of the supers that you saw. They're not in here. It's just a news thing, and the cameras, black, flashy flash. And the guy in front, the CID he is also Asian, but he's probably Chinese. He's making a prepared statement to the press in both English and French and in Japanese so that everybody understands. And he's doing it eloquently in all three, but he's basically like going through and just kind of rolling through all this thing and basically explaining, a new evolution of the alliance of the various countries supporting the CID's initiative here in Halcyon City. And with more about that, Ambassador Wynn from, right? And the guy that he gestures to is like in the suit and everything. He's ashen. He is sweat. I know, this is all in a split second. So you're not missing anything, I swear. He is just ashen. He is shining with sweat. His face is basically like gray almost.
I have a stinking feeling that the monster did not eat the ambassador. The ambassador is the monster.
Can I assess the situation?
Sure, you absolutely can assess it. That would be a superior.
The way I wanted to assess assess the situation work for my character, and you can absolutely say no. But I was kind of hoping, maybe thinking like, I'm like, oh, can I look into time? Like within the last
Are
30...
your people skills that bad?
Assess the situation isn't about people skills. It's about noticing facts and stuff like that. I mean, you are exposed to time. You have been studying a lot of this stuff. If part of that is understanding what has happened, what will happen, possibly getting a little wibbly wobbly picture of what's about to happen kind of thing. Right. Sure, it all kind of boils down to the roles. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
That's just like kind of what I wanted it to look like.
Yeah. I mean, the ability itself is fine because I'm usually okay with pretty much anything because to a certain extent it's kind of governed by the dice, right? So it can only be as overpowered as the dice let you be. And your dice are going to keep you quite controlled because your dice is poop on a stick most of the time. So yeah, go ahead. So assess the situation, and we're going to we're going to end up doing this over again with most people because we haven't had a chance to. But since Josephine hasn't run in this before and we haven't done this, that's when you assess the situation. So this is a little bit different than Pierce the Mask. Roll plus superior on a 10 plus, ask 2. On the 7 to 9, ask 1. Take +1 on any action that you take that is acting on the answers that you get to these questions. So what here can I use to blank? What's here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Etc., so forth. Boom, boom, boom. That is an 8. Okay. So you have a question here. And the question, the potential options are: what here can I use to go snowboarding? Whatever you want to fill into that blank there. What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is most vulnerable to me? How could we best end this quickly? So the important thing, and I mentioned that I know you two kind of know this already, and I know this because Kaylee's actually reminded her siblings of this in the past, but I'll mention it for Josephine especially. There is no reason not to ask a question that you already know the answer to. Like, if Thanos shows up and you assess the situation and ask, who here is the biggest threat? Obviously, the answer is Thanos. You're not asking to know that, although sometimes the GM will be like, actually. But you're not asking to be like, I'm going to go, dude, it's fucking Thanos. And that's fine. You didn't waste the question because you get a +1 on the next roll. So that's the point is, even if you know the answer, it's okay to ask something that you kind of know the answer to. So, Jamie, I have now stalled long enough for you to figure out which thing you're going to ask. So, what are you going to ask?
Should I do biggest threat or greatest danger?
I have a ready answer for both of those questions. So I like...
I'm kind of thinking greatest danger also. What here is in the greatest danger?
It's kind of... This tells me things about your character. Because, like, what here is the biggest threat is like, who am I going to take down? Which is in the greatest danger is, who do I need to protect? So... It's really about that. I think
that's very much the vibe I'm going for my character is defend heavy,
Gotcha.
Sacrifice heavy.
Okay.
Sacrificing myself specifically.
Okay, so who here?
Not other.
What? Oh, sorry. What here is in the greatest danger? It's definitely the civilian, like the news crews / whatever. And
so not the ambassador.
Not the ambassador. You have immediately jumped to the same thing that Kaylee went to is like, he didn't eat the ambassador. the guy's Japanese was bad. He is the ambassador, probably. Because look, that's not the face of somebody that isn't about to have a chest burster come out of his, well, it's right in the name. I don't think I need to, obviously. So.
Which makes sense why Patrol was confused.
Right, because he doesn't have good Japanese. And, the fact that there's an American who has any Japanese, I mean, give him a half a point for that. But he also didn't have very good Japanese. Anyway, I'm going to cut while you try to figure out what you're going to do to save all those people simultaneously. I'm thinking one enormous portal the size of the floor. Easy. Slide them right out of there. Piece of cake. No problem. Meanwhile, back in Deja Brew, where everything is calm and simple and there are a bunch of people running past you. And you hear the thing coming. Citizens, please vacate. This is a kaiju level of, and there's like kind of coming down the street closer, like somebody on a bullhorn or something is like approaching. It's coming fast enough that you're getting a Doppler effect off of it. Like you can hear it getting closer quickly. So that's the thing. What are you guys doing? You two, you crazy kids there in the coffee shop.
Well, Chrysolithus has got a backpack on with the change of her, well, not a backpack, but because, that's not working, but a bag with her superheroing outfit in it because she was about to go to an interview where she was like,
Sure.
ready to go. She might also have remedies if she was like super convinced that she was gonna get Remedy to come with her.
I kind of love that a little bit. The fact that you're like,
yeah.
What do? You like just pull them out and say, here, put this on.
You want this? I have it. Do you want it? I mean, you can stay here. That's okay. But like, you heard the announcement. You could come with. Like, we can have a good time. Just girls being girls, saving the ambassadors.
Listen, I know that toxic masculinity exists and gender is a construct. Just put on the fucking cat costume and get in the blanket for it.
Get in the blanket for it.
All right.
She's just, you don't have to, but ultimately, I could really use your help.
There's a lot of people to save. That's what you got to do.
There's a lot of people to save. And there's only one of me who is extremely glamorous, but, there's only one, so.
Okay.
So your thing is basically goggles and pull on the jacket. And you're pretty close to in costume.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's Remedy? I gotta look at Remedy's picture now.
They've got the, DNA kind of thing.
So that's really just about the shirt. I mean, it's not like a face mask or anything that you need to get on. The main thing is that it's the world. It's a very complete, but also the world's smallest bandolier because it only has to have needles in it.
True.
Is that how it is? Is it like a bandolier thing, or do you have them like as like legs strapped on leg thingies?
No, they're in the wrist cuffs.
Oh, it's even better because you can just.
Did you see the new picture, Dad?
The new picture? New.
No, not in Roll20. I mean, yes, in Roll20, because god damn is he gorgeous. But the one I sent in character pics.
The makeup, the hairdo, the hairstyle on Patrol is. I didn't see the skirt and the bra. The skirt is very nice.
The new image that I sent of Chrysolithus.
Sorry, I was distracted by the skirt and the motion sway that you put on that sumbitch.
Yeah, you're welcome. My artistic talent goes to good use. I know.
Pat, have you seen everything I've added on?
Yeah, your add-ons are quite impressive.
I was really trying to add some shimmery stars, but I kept fucking it up.
That's okay. I can kind of tell.
That is.
I've got an idea.
I was going to say that I missed the menagerie because they used to draw on the board all the time while we were doing stuff, and I actually don't miss it. I thought I did, but I don't because it was this. And are you putting him in fishnets?
Yes, absolutely. I am putting him in fishnets. Yes,
that's super great. All right, having put on essentially what Remedy needs is the wrist strap things. The people running by Remedy, I will tell you, are basically scared, adrenaline up, but they're not damaged at all. The Doppler effect guy goes by. It's basically Patrol. Like, he's not flying like Superman. He's flying like this, where his arms are down. He's just kind of leaning into it, like hovercraft kind of. And he just kind of straight by.
Like he's on a Segway, but there's no Segway.
He's on the Segway and 10 feet in the air. Yes, basically.
Air
I
Segway.
hate everything about that picture. I'm going to dream about that tonight And it's not going to be a good, fun, sexy dream. And if it is, I'm going to cry even harder. Like,
In a sexy way.
I expected there to be mocking of Alexis the Trotter. I did. I did expect it. But I didn't expect it to be so...
I hate speedsters.
And he's going to be around all the time.
He is a gay icon. I don't know what you're talking about.
Also, his name sucks.
He is a man's man.
He's confident in his own masculinity, which is why he can wear this to the beach.
Oh, yes.
All right. So what do you do? You head out into the street and take stock of the situation, or what's up?
I pretty much immediately start flying towards the building and checking to see if there's anybody that I can get out.
Okay. Because again, this is kind of like you're in a situation where you can see the CID. You're further away. It's like 15, 16 blocks. What do you do with Remedy? Because if you fly, I mean, she can run fast, but you need to, I know you're gesturing with both hands. I'm assuming pick her up and try to fly with her? Okay.
So the question of whether they're actual glass or they just look like that, that's a great question. They certainly feel like glass, but they don't break like glass.
They
So
might.
Are they durable?
they're durable-ish.
Okay.
I don't know how much you would have seen her, but they don't act like glass. They don't act like they're an actual constructed thing. Like they shiver and do things like living things do. And they don't act like wings all the time. Like
Do they grow back? That's not a theory I really want to test. Would that be something that the compound would have tested if they grow back? The feathers. I think the feathers come back.
Yes, the feathers come back for sure. The feathers come back. They look like glass. They're way more durable. We discussed you could use the wings as to shield people if you needed to. Like they're tough.
They're pretty tough.
The Second Son Collective had a lot of theories about. I'm gonna stop because.
Yes, that would be fucking sick. Take a feather, split it into tiny splinter-like pieces, reload you.
I was saying because how some superheroes have like combo moves as like a little bonding thing later. If I ever ran out of needles, she could like toss me one of her feathers and then I could use that instead.
See,
wanted to know how they acted.
The deal with the wings will come back. There's many theories about them. They're like permanent, like hard light constructs that she's doing subconsciously and apparently also unconsciously because they don't go away when she falls asleep or gets knocked out. But they're also like, they'll expand, they'll move. It's weird. All right, I need you to give me, Kaylee, a overcome because I'm not sure that you normally carry people. Mostly let me make this clear. You're definitely going to carry Remedy. The only question is how incredibly awkward will it be? Because it's as established in almost every superhero comic and cartoon ever, it is really hard to carry somebody in a way that's not weird or possibly uncomfortable for literally everybody involved.
This is so humiliating.
This is so humiliating. I think I would go for from behind with my arms up underneath the armpits and kind of like the armpit carry where you're kind of...
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But
I would dangle them by their arm or their foot.
Just give me your ankle. What the...
Princess Carrie? Shut up. I'd be so... Readjust you by just fucking throwing you and then catching you. Princess Carrie, hey queen.
Nah, sack of potatoes.
She's a gymnast.
Potatoes. Just grab her by the ankle and fucking toss her over the shoulder. Wait, what am I rolling again?
Freak.
Freak?
You're rolling to overcome.
Overcome is freak.
Yeah. It's mostly about how fast and my God, you guys should not be let alone with that pen.
Jesus Christ.
Get all the XP.
Yeah, I rolled
this
a 5
is
again,
for
but
me.
I get more potential. So
you are
I'm okay
a gift that just keeps on giving with this stuff. So, and we're right at the time, so this is where we're going to stop. Because luckily, there's absolutely no reason we can't just bring everybody into this complete...
They go, oh, there's a fucking kaiju.
Yeah, it tends to draw the attention. So you're getting up there and you get going and the wing flapping. People are pointing. Some people are taking pictures while they're running. Yes, get that shit on social media. Hashtag. And you're suddenly brought up short about. I'm gonna say actually at the same park that Calamity was at earlier. You're just getting to the park where Calamity was at later, and you hear, "Halt! Citizen, halt! Stop!" And the blue and red lights come past you, and patrol kind of pulls up in front of you. It's like, "You don't want to go any closer. Stop here. We don't need your assistance."
I obviously do want to go closer, and I think that anybody would need assistance with that.
And the
Classic kaiju sound.
"This is an exemplar matter. Please stand down." And we're going to leave you facing off with patrol trying to keep you out of this thing while Remedy tangles from her armpits. And you're flapping, and that's going on. And with Jamie actually about 2 minutes before this in the room doing the thing. So
The room where it happened.
in the room where it happened, and is in fact about to happen all over again. So we're going to do this really quick, partly because Kaylee and Jamie already know this bit, but at the end of every session, you ask an important question. The question is, and I'm going to start with one of them as an example. I'm going to start with Jamie, because Jamie's going to have a really easy answer. Jamie, do you feel like your character grew closer to the team, grew further away from the team, or grew more into your own image of yourself?
I grew more into my own image of myself.
Okay, so for that, you just get to shift your labels, one up and one down, as you adjust to how you see yourself, which you might
Share
be...
with the class.
Yeah, I'm curious what that is. If you want to be the total gamer cheater nerd, which I highly recommend in this case, moving Savior up might be a really good idea if you're about to try to save a whole bunch of people. I am somebody who's going to protect.
I think Savior up, actually, yeah, because I went into it being like, okay, who's like most in danger? Like, who do I need to be protecting?
Everything
right
else at 0 by moving Superior down, such as Savior's at a 3, and everything else is a fucking 0.
You didn't mic
You're on
up.
push talk.
Shit. I'm fucking moving Mundane down.
That's fair.
Mundane's fucking useless. Somebody else can take care of that shit.
I love how much you rag on Mundane. That stays across
And then
all
you-
JV characters.
And then you always want to comfort and support, and you're so bad at it.
You're
Yeah.
so bad
At
at
least
it.
they know I tried.
All right, this will be great because you'll have a Savior at 3, and you get a +1 on the roll because you are acting on your action. So please remember that, because I won't.
I will write it in my notes.
Chris, did you grow closer to the team, grow further away from the team, or more into your own image of yourself?
I grew closer to the team.
Who are you going to give influence to?
Cassandra,
Cassandra? Okay.
but she
So,
already has it.
Cassie
so...
already has influence. So here's a fun trick, Josephine.
Welcome to the gimmick.
Remember to the gimmick. When you already have influence on somebody and you do something that would give you influence over them again, you instead get to shift their labels. One up and one down. How you see them has added effect. Now, if you're truly mean, which is how our first game played it, I don't let you see the character sheet, because then if you try to move something that can't, they take a condition from being unable to fulfill your vision of them. But we don't need to do that. So,
I mean, we can. How do we want to play it? It's a whole new game. It's a whole new realm, Dad.
I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
In
If
any
you
case,
say so, we live for the chaos, but I guess you're just boring.
so if you want to take a look at Chris's character sheet and see where their stuff is and think about how you see them, what should go more and what should go less. And it could be either how you see them or how you think they should be.
She moved my freak up 1 and my mundane down 1,
That's fair.
which is a little rude, but understandable.
Unleash your powers and
Unleash
try
the
not to
power.
talk to people in
Also,
a
the
nice
mundane
way.
going down makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you're kind of bad at that stuff. I'm hoping one of you
Oh.
guys. Well, if I remember
Dad.
right, the beacon is like mundane central. At the end of the session, so since Kaylee, you grew closer to the team. What made you feel welcome? What made you feel closer to the team?
I was just like, I had such a wonderful conversation with Cassie. Very, very one-sided, very beautiful. I love the sound of my own voice, and I got her full attention, so it was really great.
So you grew closer to her by being a self-centered person.
No, I grew closer to her by coming to her place of work, and I was, yeah.
Sure. Okay.
I
Since you
harassed
grew,
her at her workplace, so yeah, I grew closer to her by meanness.
and the cool benefit of that is that you either get to clear a condition, which I don't think you have any right now, or you can mark potential, which gives you another little potential mark, which takes you to 3
That
already.
is 3 in one session. Let's fucking go.
I think the only person who can beat that is Jamie, who I think got 2 different actual power-ups in one session.
Didn't you level
I got
through
full advanced hit
twice?
tracks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Two advanced attracts in one session?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That was a lot of 6s is what that was. That's when you melted Belize, I think.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think that was Belize.
I remember taking a lot of powerful blows.
Okay, so Josephine, your options for the end of session move is grow closer to the team. You explain what made you feel welcome and give influence to that character, and then you clear a condition, or you can either clear a condition or mark potential, which gives you XP. You only need 5, and you get a new ability. It's cool. Grow into your own image of yourself. You explain how you see yourself and why, and then you get to shift your own label, 1 up, 1 down. And grow away from the team. Explain why you feel a little detached. Take influence over you. I'm making an addition to this because I played a game with dingoes, and she had a very nice hack for this, but you take influence over you away from somebody who has influence over you on the team, but that person gets a point of potential as a consolation prize. That's a little addition, and I think that's kind of nice because it takes the sting out a little bit.
We love dingoes. Heart to dingoes.
Yeah.
We love dingoes.
Who will probably see this, very likely. So,
Hi, dingoes.
Anyway, so.
I think growing away from the team a little bit.
That's harsh. It's harsh.
Because Chrys never even told me what the team was. I asked her 3 times and she never answered.
I said the people that we fought with that one time. Yes, I did. I totally did. I totally said that.
So out of all of the stuff that happened, your takeaway is they started a team and didn't even tell me.
Well, they decided I was on a team and didn't tell me.
Okay, so
No, I think the correction to that is Chrys decided there was a team, and Chrys put you on it without telling.
and the best part is, what's great about growing away from the team is you get to take influence away from somebody who currently has influence over you, which is not Chrys, which means somebody else on the team loses influence over you, and they aren't even here.
Who lost influence over you because they didn't respond to my messages, and it put you in an awkward spot.
That's so
She's
funny.
looking at who has influence.
It's everyone but Chrys that's got influence over me, right?
Yeah, everyone. It's on your character sheet down the bottom left area, sort of, on your character sheet.
Get fucked, cat.
Okay, so I'm gonna take influence away from Stick and Grant because one of the main reasons I wouldn't join the team is because remembering having to be around Grant.
Okay, that's fair.
What do you mean, join the team? You're already on the team. Chrys has already
You're already on
decided.
it. We didn't ask. You're on. You're in. You're in it. There's no asking. We're on a team.
We're down to Liam and Charlie. We're just going to keep going like this.
I'll give you not a DNR. That's a do not resuscitate. what's the one where you can't say anything?
D&D. Do not disturb.
No. NDR.
NDR. Yes.
Or NDA.
Yeah.
No,
Sorry,
you're
NDA.
thinking.
NDA.
You're thinking DNI maybe. Do not interact.
No, an NDA. NDA is what? Non-disclosure agreement. I'll give you one of
Yeah.
those. That'll be your official write-in for the team.
Thank you for whatever this was.
It was pure fucking joy. I don't know what you experienced. I had a great time. And I have class tomorrow.
Yeah, I gotta get off.
All right.
Thinking about all the
Cheers,
classes
all. Have a good
tomorrow makes me
night.
want to
Love
die.
y'all.
Good night,
Love
Bailey.
you. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.